Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks so much for being here, for being subscribed if you are. If you aren't, go ahead and hit that button to do so. And if you're listening to this on YouTube while you're at it, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. Let's get into this conversation/reality chat. So, guys, I listened to some interesting commentary. We know Carlos King, he has a podcast and YouTube channel now, and he does a lot of interviews, and he even does some reality show recaps and reviews for shows that he has nothing to do with. Even if he did at one point in time, he doesn't anymore. And it's his right to do so if he wants to do that, I guess. But anyway, he did a review of Love and Marriage Huntsville with one of the YouTube content creators that I've been subscribed to for several years now, DJ Richie Skye, which I like him. He comes across as pretty just in the middle, impartial for the most part, as much as I can tell. You never really know, especially when people may kind of get close to some of these reality TV people. And one of the people that I feel like he kind of got close to that I didn't really come to care for much as I did in the beginning. That was Monique Samuels. But anyway, this has nothing to do with that, her, or even him for that matter. But I thought it was interesting because, as most of us know, that Melody, she wants to move on with her life and she has the right to do so. She initiated the divorce. She is divorced. He, meaning Hotel, her ex-husband, wanted to be spiteful and try to get custody of their children, and he did not win in that pursuit. Praise God for that, right? But he tried it. And so going through that, she already knows the type of psychopathic behavior that he has, and she has let it be known that there have been a few instances when he's come up on her when they were no longer together to interrupt an occasion. Maybe she was out to lunch or breakfast or whatever it may be with a gentleman, and he shows up with his camera phone recording to intimidate the guy and definitely trying to embarrass and possibly try to intimidate her. So last season, when she took the kids to Destin, Florida for a little vacation and tried to extend an olive branch and trying to be nice, trying to do the co-parenting thing, which she did not have to do, welcomed him and his mama on the trip. She tried to have a civil discussion and conversation with him, and all he wanted to do was try to act like they were rekindling the romance, which she has none for him anymore, nothing for him, and try to have conversations about why she didn't want to please him down there with her mouth. And she was just so disgusted. She's like, I'm trying to eat my dinner. Like, are we really talking about this right now? It's just like ridiculous. Totally a turn off. But she tried to have a civil discussion with him talking about, listen, I just want to show that I'm willing to try to co-parent because I've moved on with my life. You hopefully have moved on. You'll date other people. I will date other people. Maybe we can even do group vacations where you and your significant other and I and my significant other, we can take the kids and be, with the kids, but also with the person that we choose to be with at the time. And he wasn't trying to hear that. Okay. He wasn't trying to hear that. So she already knew then. She thought maybe this is a turn for the better. Maybe this can open the door to us doing that in the future. But he showed and proved himself that I was, right. This man is who he is and he's never going to change. So my hope for us having a future where we could possibly do things like that, that's done and over with. And I'm not even going to try to do it anymore. So I'm definitely not going to put out there who I may be dating and possibly in a relationship with. And so I don't have any problem with her not putting out there for everyone to know on social media or on the show for that matter, even though she is being paid to be on a reality show. She shouldn't have to showcase that just because of, unfortunately, how crazy, in my opinion, the father of her children and ex-husband is, and it's just not going to go well. So she would rather not expose that person to this person at this point in time, or expose that person to the public. So I know I've heard a few people say, well, she's on a reality show, she should have to show her life. And we saw in this last episode where Kimmy was even questioning her about it, because she said, look, I saw on social media, saw a picture of you, saw an arm look like embracing you, but I didn't see the person. Like, what's up? And, it's natural for people to be curious in nature, but Kimmy wasn't trying to be all in nosy, and respected her views on not wanting to share that information, and she left it alone. So that's a good thing. But recently, Carlos, on this recap of the show with DJ Richie Skye, Carlos, I feel like he just loves hotels so much that he just can't come out, at least to the general public so that we can see it, just be real and honest about everything. Don't sit on a reunion stage and cry about how he loves his family and how he misses his family and whatever. Like, no, you should be crying saying, look, if he really loves this dude, look, I love you, but you're crazy. You really need to get some help. Not sitting there crying about it. Just admit that you miss your family. No, he needs more than that. He needs to be admitted, in my personal opinion, not just admit that he misses his family, because he doesn't miss the family. He misses the dynamic of that old-fashioned, old-school thing about, I have a wife, she's taking care of me, she's taking care of the kids, she's cooking the meal, she's doing this, she's doing that, and I'm being pleased whenever I want to be pleased. Like, that's what he wants. He doesn't want to be someone that's actually loving and doting on his family and on his wife. He wants someone to serve him that happens to be a wife by title. That's what he wants. And that's why he's constantly talking about he wants to be married again, and he loves the marriage institution. No, you need to be institutionalized. I listen to this and it's like, at least DJ Richie Skye could be honest, but Carlos, he just really didn't want to say the real reason why he was okay with Melody not showcasing her relationship on the show. So I'm going to play this clip and then I'm going to continue with my commentary.
Oh, I want to ask you this. A lot of the fans have commented on Melody not talking a lot about this relationship, friend, boyfriend, suitor, this male companion that she has. And what we've seen so far is Kimmy really wants to know what's going on. Mm-hmm. We saw in the first episode, Kimmy's like, you had a birthday. What did you do? And Mel's like, yeah, so about your party. So what we doing? You want me to Party City? Got it. Top Golf? Okay. So tonight, once again, Kimmy's like, yeah, so I saw a picture. I saw a man's arm. I saw tattoos. Do you feel like Melody should be more open in addressing it? And as a fan of the show, because I want to talk to somebody who watched the show since day one, does it make you upset, angry, sad, or no feeling when you see her not give a woman who she's known for 6-7 years any information?
Yes and no. The yes being, well, we saw an arm on social media, so you got to know people going to ask. You know what I'm saying? You threw that arm on social media. So, I mean, once you make it to social media, it's kind of a little bit ours now, okay? It's our relationship.
Because we going to talk about it, honey.
So we going to talk about it, right? In that sense. But, and I do want to know, like, who is she dating? Because she's on the show. There's a part of me that also respects that, okay, I don't know what stage it's in, right? And so I think that's a little bit difficult of a waters to navigate when you are first getting with somebody, because do you immediately bring this person to the show? Because guess what? Then that person is forever tied to you in some way, shape, or form. And, that's for posterity, right? So years later, that person goes and does a crime, God forbid. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're attached to that person because they were on the show with you and you didn't know them that well. So for that reason, I can sort of understand it, because I feel like, when we in that dating phase with somebody, I'm not introducing you to my friends because I don't even want them to get used to you yet, because I don't know you. I don't know you yet, But the other perspective is this, and just to be real, a part of me kind of gives her a little bit more grace, because I feel like, no shade, I be feeling like Martell might put this man through all types of hell. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel. Like, yeah, that would be a fear of mine if I was her. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you heard that, and he allowed DJ Richie Skye to share his thoughts and views and opinions, and I agree 100%, although I get it. DJ Richie Skye is trying to be delicate and kind and putting it that way. But yeah, we, for the most part, agree that one of the main reasons why she doesn't want to put that out there is because of who she was married to, and the man is a psychopath. He refuses to let her go. And for those who feel like this is not serious, this really is. And I don't get how people don't understand that. This is not the typical, oh, they're not together anymore. He's moved on. She's moved on. But she's being petty or he's being petty. No, this is more than pettiness. This man is psychopathic. And so I honestly feel for her even more when, or if not, not sure if she even wants to be married again. Who knows if she even wants to go through that again? Because there are some people that will go through some things and they will get to a point where they just feel like they're so scarred. They don't even want to go down that path again. But if it does come to that, it would come to the place where the children would need to know the person, other family members would need to know. And I'm not saying she has to cordially or even, what's the word that I want to use? That she has to officially introduce the significant other to Hotel. But I don't even know if she wants to even go through that. So who knows if it may get to the point where she would be so seriously involved with anyone where she would even have to deal with that ever again. We don't know. We really don't know the answer to that. All we can do is just live and see how things go in the future. And if it comes to that, God bless her. And hopefully, she will be covered and protected and she doesn't have to deal with all of the stuff that, unfortunately, he tries to put her through, the unnecessary drama, But all Carlos could really say is, yeah. He doesn't really want to come out and admit that this stuff is really real when it comes to this psychopathic person. And because he really has so much affection for this lunatic, there's some things that he is not putting in place that I feel that should have already happened. And now Melody is being forced to do some things. I saw a recent commentary that someone was doing where they basically shared some messages from their story, from Melody stories, I should say, about some things that she's doing in the background where people may wonder what she's doing to handle some things legally. Unfortunately, she can't really share, but trust and believe things are being handled. I hope and pray it is in regards to that situation, what had been leaked and exposed about the attempted plot and the threat of revenge, PORN, that he was going to try to do if she didn't, quote unquote, stop bullying him on social media. Like, absolutely ridiculous. So to hear DJ Richie Skye put it like that, and Carlos is just like, yeah, okay. Then he goes on to share his thoughts about people who are on reality shows not really sharing who they may be in a relationship with or dating if they don't know if it's really that serious. But he would not elaborate on the part that DJ Richie Skye said when it was about giving Melody more grace just because of who she was connected to and knowing his evil ways. Carlos just won't do it. And I'm sorry if he feels like, well, he has to be unbiased. You cannot be unbiased when it comes to someone that is crazy, because if something were to happen, he's going to have to take some responsibility for that. I don't care how many waivers he has them sign or non-disclosure agreements or whatever type of agreements that he has them sign and what wording that he puts in contracts. This just isn't a cool thing to have happen. You have to bear some responsibility when it comes to that. So I just wanted to put that out there. But yeah, Melody, she shared on this most recent episode. Of course, this was filmed months ago, so it's just airing now. But she had a meeting with her attorney and she was sharing what she wanted to do in terms of taking that Holt off of her name. And now she's in this point in time that she can do it because the litigation that she was going through is over. She wasn't able to do it then because of that. But now that that's done, she released an invitation. It's an intimate affair and it's an official event that she's doing to celebrate her name change and removing that bullcrap off of her name. So she's going back to her maiden name, which is Rogers. So she will be Melody Cherie Rogers, no longer Holt, in the name of Jesus. Okay. So I applaud her for that. I celebrate her in spirit, and I'm grateful that she is doing it big. Celebrate that. You know, some people have divorce parties. She never did that. I think this is even better. Celebrate that name change. Celebrate your rebirth. I think that is an amazing thing. I've never heard of anyone doing something like this. So I think that that is a stellar thing to do. And of course, he's pissed about it because it was shared on social media and he commented on the post and he acted like he was congratulating her and saying, congratulations, Miss Rogers. Like, he knows that he's pressed about it. He knows that he's pissed about it, but he did it because someone added him, I guess, on the Instagram post, and he just can't take it. Instead of just keeping his mouth shut, he just can't take it and he has to respond. But he knows that he's not happy about it. I don't care if he's not happy about it. But the sad thing is that there are females, I should say, not women, females that are okay with his behavior and acting as if Melody is a drama queen and she's just dragging this out for the sake of a storyline for a reality show. And it's absolutely insane. I'm not going to go off on that too much because I'm just like, whatever. But yeah, it is amazing to me what she's doing. I love it. Changing her name, taking her power back, which I'm all for. I've talked about that a lot on my other YouTube channel, as well as just doing that in my life and sharing that in my experiences. So I'm all about not just women, but people who get tired of the bullcrap that they go through and they just make a stand up and decide, you know what, I'm going to take my power back. So I love her for doing that because she's doing it out loud and in living color, in her real life, and on the show, just showing that. I'm absolutely 100% here for it. And I'm glad that DJ Richie Skye had the balls to say, yeah, you know what? Even though he tried to say no offense, whatever, screw the no offense, because he's going to be offended by anything that isn't 100% showing support for him. But he told the truth. No lies detected when he came to say, I don't fault her for not showcasing anyone she may be involved with because of who he is and how he is. So the fact that Carlos can't just say you're absolutely right or to dive deeper into that, but to try to just generalize it and say, well, yeah, I get people being on reality TV shows and not showing that person on television because sometimes anyone who wants to be on camera that bad anyway. They're there for ulterior motives, which is a true thing. That's real, but don't just generalize it. He should have just been plain and clear and say, yeah, you know what? Hotel has a history. And so I get and understand and give grace to Melody as well, being the executive producer of this show and the creator of this show. I 100% stand with Melody, even if people feel like Hotel is my favorite. But he won't do that. And that's why people feel like he is. That's why people feel like he doesn't hold him accountable and responsible for the BS that he slings out here. And that's why people don't really see it for him. But I'm just saying, guys, I wanted to share that. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. I'll put the full link to the entire interview / recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville that he did with DJ Richie Skye in the comment section, so you can go and check it out if you wish to do so. Thank you guys for being here, liking and subscribing. I'm Beth. I'm just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.